DPWH, 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 DPWH. Ang maglingkod ng tapat, gantimpala'y karangalan, tunay na yaman gagalangin kailanman. Sa public works and highways, matibay ang samahan, budhi ang sandigan, laging maninindigan. Daan sa kaunlaran, tulay sa kinabukasan, serbisyo ang tungkulin ko, trabaho ko, dangal ko. DPWH, Pilipino at marangal, tapat at marunong pinagkakapuri ko. DPWH, Pilipino at marangal, taas noon nagdiling ko. DPWH, buong pusong nagdiling ko. DPWH, ipinagmamalaki kong paglingkuran ang Pilipino. DPWH, 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 DPWH. Ang maglingkod ng tapat, gantimpala'y karangalan, tunay na yaman gagalangin kailanman.
Okay, good morning to each and everyone. This morning, I thank the management for trusting me in this position as your back chairman. But there's no such official transmittal from the regional office yet. But as of the date that I received this morning from our district engineer, it's only advance copy from the regional office. Anyway, with the absence of our previous back chairman, so maybe I will assume as the back chairman as of today. For this, I made a list of members I prepared yesterday regarding the new set of back members, technical working group. And I think you already received a copy for this order. So with this, may I request Engineer Tindok to lead us a short prayer.
Okay, let us pray. Most gracious Heavenly Father, we come to you this morning with a grateful hearts because of your faithfulness and ending blessings for each and every one of us. Thank you, dear God, for your protection always in coming to the office. Thank you once again for this opportunity to have our bidding exercise. May we empower us, the Lord, so that we'll be able to do our duties and responsibilities as back members, TWG, and back secretariat. Before we begin, Lord, we ask you to bless each and every one of us. Give us wisdom, cooperation, participation, and much more, Lord, perseverance in doing our task this morning. Guide us, Lord, and protect us. In Jesus' name, this is our prayer. Amen.
Thank you, Engineer Tindo. Today, we have our bidding exercises and pre-bid exercises with 2 civil works projects and, Isa, how many pre-bid projects? 15 projects. Yeah, for pre-bid projects. And being a back chairman, I see to it that your cooperation you have served with the previous back chairman should be the same. Whatever efforts or services you have done before, I think we must increase, or any mistakes that was done before, I hope we could correct it with our team. And so much for that. We'll now start the bidding and pre-bidding conference. So, back chairman, back secretary, will you please ascertain the presence of the quorum?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Once again, good morning to everyone. Let's have the roll call. And let's start with the newly reconstituted members of the Bids and Awards Committee. Our chairperson, Engineer Joselito Basig.
Present.
Our vice chairperson, Engineer Julian Castro Jr. And the members, Engineer Mario Natividad and Engineer Jackie Lutorida, representing the end user. And from the new composition of the BAC Technical Working Group, we have the TWG Head, Engineer Marjan Chris Gulia, and the members, Engineer Wilmer Tindo, Engineer Gilmar Vega, Architect Emilio Abelia, Engineer Kevin Bunao, Ma'am Amelia Ragsak, and the new member of the TWG, Engineer Michelle Figueres. And let us also have the new composition of the BAC Secretariat, headed by yours truly, Christian Ragirag, and the members, Mr. Michael Rebiado, Ms. Christine Sadam, Ms. Carla May Espergal, Ms. Aisa Lab Orenya, Mr. Gilbert Concordia, and the new member of the BAC Secretariat, Ms. Cristil Daniel De Leon. And Mr. Chair, with the presence of the majority of the members of the Bids and Awards Committee, we have a quorum. Sorry, Mr. Chair. And for the technical working group for the goods.
Yeah, goods.
We have Engineer Roxanne Guillermo.
Okay, with this setup, I think we could do more and provide more services, especially our technical working group. I hope that all contracts must be completed or perfected as early as possible. So there's no reason why you don't, why these contracts are delayed. With your with your presence and capability, I hope we could perform our work well. Okay, thank you. So let's go to the first project. 24 BC 0089 Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, Access Roads and Bridges from National Roads leading to major strategic public buildings, facilities, concreting of road at Barangay Guiddam, Abulog, Cagayan. May I know from the back secretariat if how many interested bidders for this project?
Mr. Chair, for the contract 24 BC 0089, as of 10 o'clock this morning, June 11, 2024, the scheduled deadline for submission of bids, the bank received 2 proposals via manual submission from VS Laungayan Hardware and Construction Supply and from Midas Construction. And no bid received via electronic submission, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Engineer Virag. So we'll now proceed with the opening of their technical proposals.
Mr. Chair, technical proposal from Midas Construction for the contract 24 BC 0089 submitted to you, Mr. Chair.
For this proposal, may I request Engineer Julian Castro to verify this contract.
And technical proposal from VS Laungayan Hardware and Construction Supply for the contract 24 BC 0089 submitted to you, Mr. Chair.
For this contract, may I request Engineer Natividad So I think, proceed. Okay, let's go to the second project, 24 BC 0131, Convergence Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, Access Roads and Bridges from the National Roads leading to major strategic public buildings, facilities, concreting of road at Barangay Guiddam, Abulog, Cagayan. Again, we know from our back secretariat to if how many bidders for this project.
Mr. Chair, for the contract 24 BC 0131, the BAC received 2 proposals via manual submission from VS Laungayan Hardware and Construction Supply and from Midas Construction. Again, Mr. Chair, no bid received via electronic submission.
Thank you. So we'll now proceed for the opening of these 2 proposals.
technical component of the proposal submitted by Midas Construction for the contract 24BC0131.
For this proposal, may I request Architect Abella to check the veracity of these documents?
And technical component of the proposal submitted by VS Laungayan Hardware and Construction Supply for the contract 24BC0131.
Also, may I request Engineer Wilmer Tindok to assess the submission of this contract. Ay, isa. Asan yung private?
Mr. Chair, for contract ID number 24BC0089, BS Laungayan Hardware and Construction Supply pass the preliminary evaluation of this technical proposal.
Thank you, Engineer Natividad.
Mr. Jane, BS Laungayan Hardware and Construction Supply passed the preliminary evaluation for his technical proposal of contract ID number 24BC0131.
Thank you, Engineer Tindok.
Mr. Chair, the submitted technical proposal of Midas Construction for contract ID number 24BC0089 passed the preliminary evaluation.
Thank you, Engineer Castro. So,
Mr. Chair, the submitted technical component of Midas Construction for contract ID number 24BC0131 passed the initial investigation, Mr. Chair. Initial evaluation, Mr. Chair.
thank you, Architect Abelia. So may I request the back secretariat to process these four proposals into electronic eligibility processing. Shall we proceed with the, or we just wait for the pre-bid conference? Ulitan? Para fast track.
Dito man pa yung siya nagiging kung mga specs na matawa. Kung gusto namin na yung specs. Awan tayo man, yung item spec din lang.
So let's proceed. I think the electronic eligibility results is now available. So may I request the head back secretariat to read the result.
Mr. Chair, result of the electronic eligibility screening in the DPWH civil work application for the contract 24BC0089 with the two participating bidders, VS Laungayan Hardware and Construction Supply and Midas Construction. As to legal aspects, and based from the annex of the attached field JEPS registration certificate in their technical proposal, the two bidders have valid and updated legal documents. However, in the registry of the civil works application, VS Laungayan Hardware and Construction Supply needs to update the field JEPS registration certificate. And for the technical and financial aspects, on the category roads construction PCCP with an ABC of 29,700,000 pesos. VS Laungayan Hardware and Construction Supply has valid pickup license and pickup registration, passed the required work experience with SLCC, and passed the required NFCC. For Midas Construction, valid pickup license and pickup registration, passed the required work experience due to small B pickup license size range, and passed the required NFCC. With this, Mr. Chair, subject for updating or unlocking in the civil work application, the two participating bidders are eligible for the contract.
So let's proceed with the evaluation of their financial documents. So, Gibo, I will now open their financial documents.
Financial proposals from the two eligible bidders for the contract 24BC0089 from VS Laungayan Hardware and Construction Supply and from Midas Construction.
So, technical. I request Engineer Gulia to evaluate the financial proposal of Midas Construction. Also, may I request Architect Adelia to evaluate the submitted proposals, financial proposals of VS Laungayan Hardware and Construction Supply.
Mr. Chair, the financial proposal submitted by Midas Construction for contract ID number 24BC0089 passed the preliminary evaluation.
And also, Mr. Chair, the submitted financial proposal of VS Laungayan Hardware and Construction Supply were properly signed by the AMO, thus mark pass criterion, Mr. Chair.
So with this, we'll now proceed with the bidding of the abstract of bids.
To abstract contract ID number 24BC 0089, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, access roads and or bridges from the national roads leading to major strategic public buildings, facilities, concreting of road, Barangay Guiddam, Abulog, Cagayan. The approved budget for the contract, 29,700,000 pesos, with a contract duration of 129 calendar days. First bidder, VS Long Iron Hardware, submitted a bid security in the form of bid securing declaration, notarized by Attorney Christopher B. Narag, dated June 7, 2024. VS Long Iron Hardware submitted a total bid price of 29,600,206 pesos and 71 centavos, Mr. Chair, and promised to finish the project for 129 calendar days, Mr. Chair.
For the second bidder, Mr. Chair, Midas Construction submitted a bid security in the form of bid securing declaration notarized by Attorney Aurea Belen P. Balyat, dated June 7, 2024. And Midas Construction submitted a total bid amount of 29,650,111 pesos and 08 centavos. No discounts offered for a contract duration of 129 calendar days.
So thank you, Emil and Marjen. So the lowest bidder for this project is VS Laungayan Hardware and Construction Supply with a bid of 29,600,206 and 71 centavos. And it is subject for post-qualification. So let's proceed with the second project.
Result of the electronic eligibility screening for the contract 24BC0131 with the two participating bidders, again, VS Laungayan Hardware and Construction Supply and Midas Construction. As to legal aspects, the same with the previous contract, Mr. Chair. VS Laungayan Hardware and Construction Supply just need to update the registry in the civil work application for the PhilJEP's registration certificate. And as to technical and financial aspects on the category roads, construction, PCCP, with an ABC of 14,850,000 pesos. VS Laungayan Hardware and Construction Supply has valid pickup license and pickup registration, passed the required work experience with SLCC, and passed the required NFCC. And for Midas Construction, pickup license and pickup registration valid, passed the work experience due to small B pickup license size range, and passed the required NFCC. With this, Mr. Chair, the two participating bidders are eligible for the contract.
Thank you, Engineer Aguirag. So let's proceed with the opening of the financial documents.
Financial proposals from the two eligible bidders for the contract 24BC0131 from Midas Construction and from VS Laongayan Hardware and Construction Supply.
Again, may I request Engineer Golia to evaluate the financial proposals of Midas Construction. Also, Engineer Architect Abelia, will you please evaluate the financial documents of VS Laongayan Hardware and Construction Supply?
Mr. Chair, for Midas Construction, the financial document submitted for contract ID 24BC0131 passed the preliminary evaluation.
And also, Mr. Chair, with the submitted financial proposal of VS Laongayan Hardware and Construction Supply for contract ID number 24BC0131 passed the initial evaluation, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. So, will you please read the results?
And to abstract contract ID number 24BC0131, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, Access Roads and or Bridges from the National Roads leading to major strategic public buildings, facilities, concreting of road, Barangay Guiddam, Abulog, Cagayan. The approved budget for the contract, 4,850,000 pesos with a contract duration of 94 calendar days. First bidder, VS Laongayan Hardware and Construction Supply submitted a bid security in the form of bid securing declaration notarized by Attorney Christopher B. Narag, dated June 7, 2024. VS Laongayan Hardware submitted a total bid price, the amount of 14,782,495 pesos and 73 centavos, and promised to finish the project for 94 calendar days, Mr. Chair.
The second bidder, Mr. Chair, Midas Construction submitted a bid security in the form of bid securing declaration notarized by Attorney Aurea Belen P. Balyat, dated June 7, 2024. And Midas Construction submitted a total bid amount of 14,815,381 pesos and 08 centavos. No discount offered for a contract duration of 94 calendar days. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Engineer Gulia and Architect Abelia. The lowest bidder is VS Laungayan Hardware Reconstruction Supply with the total amount of 14,782,495 pesos and 73 centavos, and is subject for further evaluation and post-qualification. So that's all for civil works, the bidding of civil works projects. And in a few minutes, we'll proceed to the private conference of 15 projects. Let's proceed with the private conference of 14 civil works projects. No, civil works, what? Yeah? And one goods project. 14 and 1. Okay? So let's proceed with the civil works project. First project is the construction of one-story, two-classroom school building in Alinunu Elementary School, Barangay Alinunu, Abulog, Cagayan. So with this, may I request Engineer Tindok to read the scope of work for this project.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. For contract ID number 24BC0132, construction of one-story, two-classroom school building in Alinunu Elementary School, Barangay Alinunu, Abulog, Cagayan. The approved budget for the contract is 4,975,000 pesos only. For the major categories of work for the contract to be procured, building construction without piles, row-rise, concrete frame, 1 to 5 stories. For the similar categories of work, we have buildings construction with piles, high-rise concrete, cast-in-place piles. Building construction with piles, row-rise, concrete frame, cast-in-place piles. For the description of work to be done for this project, you have earthworks, plain and then-post concrete works, finishing and other civil works, and electrical works. And the minimum equipment requirement, you have one plate compactor, 400 to 500 gasoline engine, one bagger mixer, one barrel bender, 25 mm maximum, barrel cutter, 25 mm maximum rebar, and for one welding machine, electric driven or DC output. And the duration of the contract is 115 calendar days. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Engineer Tindok. So, to all prospective bidders, be sure to have that those equipment requirements. And for your information, because of bidding documents for this particular project is 5,000 pesos only. And later, the back secretariat, head back secretariat will announce the other important instructions. So let's proceed to the next project. Construction of one-story, two-classroom school building in Abulug Central Elementary School, Barangay Centro, Abulog, Cagayan. Again, may I request Architect Emilio Abella to read the scope of work for this project.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For contract ID number 24BC0134, construction of one-story, two-classroom school building in Abulog Central Elementary School, Barangay Centro, Abulog, Cagayan. The approved budget for the contract, 4,975,000 pesos. And the major categories of work for the contract to be procured, buildings, construction without piles, low-rise, concrete frame, 1 to 5 stories. And the similar major categories of work, buildings, construction with piles, high-rise, concrete frame, cast in place, and low-rise, building construction with piles, low-rise. We have also buildings, industrial plant, high-rise, and low-rise, and medium-rise. And the on-track duration is 115 calendar days. And the plan is, the measurement is 9.5 by 18 meters. The equipment requirement, we have plate compactor, one bagger mixer, bar bender, bar cutter, welding machine, and cutting outfits. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you, Architect Abella. To all prospective bidders for this particular project, be sure to complete the minimum equipment requirements so that you will finish your project at the earliest possible time. And for this project, the cost of bidding documents is only 5,000 pesos. So let's proceed to the next project. May I request construction of 1-story, 2-classroom school building in Calog, Norte Elementary School, Barangay Calog, Norte, Abulog, Cagayan. Again, may I request Engineer Tindok to read the details of this particular project.
Okay, thank you again, Mr. Chair. For this contract, ID number 24BC0133, construction of 1-story, 2-classroom school buildings in Calog Norte Elementary School, Barangay Calog Norte, Abulog, Cagayan. The approved budget for the contract is 4,975,000 pesos only. And the major categories of work for the contract to be procured: buildings, construction without piles, low-rise, concrete frame, 1 to 5 stories. And the similar major categories of work, one of which is building construction with piles, high-rise, and building construction with piles, low-rise. And the scope of work for this project to be done, we have earthworks, plain and enforced concrete works, finishing and other civil works, and the last is electrical works. For the minimum equipment requirement, we have 1 plate compactor, 1 bagger mixer, 1 bar bender, 1 bar cutter, and 1 welding machine. And the contract duration for this project is 115 calendar days. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you again, Engineer Tindok. So, the instruction to bidders will be announced later by our back secretariat, head back secretariat. So, again, we will now proceed to the next project. Construction of 1-story, 2-classroom school building in Bago Elementary School, Barangay Bago, Abulog, Cagayan. And I request Architect Abella to read the details for this project.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For contract ID number 24BC0135, construction of 1-story, 2-classroom school building in Bago Elementary School, Barangay Bago, Abulog, Cagayan. The approved budget for the contract, 4,975,000 pesos. And the major categories of work for the contract to be procured: buildings, construction without piles, low-rise, concrete frame, 1 to 5 stories. And the similar major categories of work: buildings, construction with piles, high-rise, concrete frame, cast-in-place piles, buildings, construction with piles, low-rise, concrete frame, cast-in-place. We have also buildings, industrial plant, low-rise, high-rise, and medium-rise. The contract duration is 115 calendar days, and the minimum equipment required, we have 1 plate compactor, 1 bagger mixer, one bar bender, one bar cutter, one welding machine and cutting outfits, and laboratory equipments. And the size of the building is 9.5 by 18 meters, Mr. Chair.
Sino ni Emil? Okay, thank you, Architect Abelia. So, let's proceed to the next project. These projects are on the maintenance section, all the remaining projects, except the, all remaining projects pala. So, for the first project, the painting of various bridges and other roadside facilities along Manila North Road and Bangag Magapit Road. For this particular project, may I request my engineer, Gulia, to read the details.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For contract ID 24BC0136, the contract name is repainting of various bridges and other roadside facilities along Manila North Road and Bangag Magapit Road. The location of the contract is Pamplona, Alacapan, and Abulug, Cagayan. The approved budget for the contract is 1,640,000 pesos. The major categories of work for the contract to be procured: bridges maintenance with an area of 2,859.21 square meters. The scope of work for this project is painting of I-beam and other members for the following bridges: Iringan Bridge, Maluyo Bridge number 2, Maluyo Bridge 1, Matukay Bridge number 1, Matukay Bridge number 2, Pakupak Bridge, and Labben Bridge. This project has a contract duration of 29 calendar days, and for the minimum equipment requirement, only one service truck with a capacity of 2 to 5 metric tons. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Okay, the cost of bidding documents for this particular project is 1,700 pesos only. And other instruction to bidders will be announced later. So let's proceed to the next project. Repainting of various bridges and other roadside facilities along Katkadir, Cabogao Road, Claveria to the Baliw, Luzon, Cagayan boundary in Junction Ayaga. So for this project, there are 3 road sections. Kevin?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For
No,
contract,
I'm just asking.
Sorry. Sorry, Mr. Chair.
So these
Sir,
projects are 3 road sections.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, Chair.
Okay, okay.
Mr. Chair.
So we will now proceed to the details of this particular project.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For contract ID 24BC0137, a painting of various bridges and other roadside facilities along Katkadir, Cabugao Road, Claveria de Baliw, Luzon, Cagayan Boundary Road, and Junction Ayaga, Abulug, Ballesteros, Apari Road. Location of the contract, Santa Praxedes, Claveria, and Abulug, Cagayan. For the list of bridges to be for repainting, Kadkader Bridge number 1, Kadkader Bridge number 2, Kadongdongan Bridge, Pinas Bridge, Santa Isabel Bridge, Pakapat Bridge, Abulug Bridge, San Agustin Bridge, and Alinunu Bridge. For the major categories of work for the contract to be procured, bridges maintenance within area of 1,660.79 square meter with a approved budget for the contract of 1,183,000 pesos only, in a contract duration of 17 calendar days. For the scope of works, painting works, masonry, concrete. For the minimum equipment requirement, service truck with a capacity of 2.5 metric tons only. That's all, Mr. Chair.
So will you please repeat the duration? You said a while ago that duration is 17, while in the invitation to bid is 21.
As per program of works, Mr. Chair, it's 17 calendar days, sir.
Oh, why is it that in my...
Mr. Chair, there is an issued supplemental bulletin for the contract.
you should inform me also about that. The original is 17. And we have a bid bulletin for this particular project, wherein the contract duration is 21, which is switch. Dapat 17. I'm just only 17. May bulletin pala ito eh. Okay, let's proceed to the next project. Repainting of Calog Bridge along Junction Logak, Lasam, Gagabutan Road. With this, may I request again Engineer Bunao to read the details of this project.
For contract ID number 24BC0138, repainting of Calog Bridge along Junction Logak, Lasam, Gagabutan Road, Lasam, Cagayan. The approved budget for the contract, 2,896,000 pesos only. And major categories of work for the contract to be procured, bridges maintenance with a area of 5,101 square meter and a project contract duration of 51 calendar days. For the scope of works, painting works, steel, and minimum equipment requirement, service truck only, Mr. Chair.
Okay, because of, thank you, Engineer Bunao, to all prospective bidders for this particular project, the amount of the bid documents is only 2,900 pesos only. Okay, for the next project, application of thermoplastic pavement markings along Manila North Road, kilometer 657 plus 00 to kilometer 660 plus 400, kilometer 663. So how many road sections? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 road sections. 4 sections. 4 sections along Manila North Road. So again, may I request Engineer Bunao to read the details.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For contract ID number 24BC0139, application of thermoplastic pavement markings along Manila North Road, S00636LZ, kilometer 657 plus 002, kilometer 660 plus 400, kilometer 665 plus 490 to kilometer 667 plus 000, and kilometer 633 plus 250 to kilometer 635 plus 380. Location of the contract, Sanchez Mira, Pamplona, Abulug, Cagayan. The approved budget for the contract, 2,590,000 pesos only. Major categories of work for the contract to be procured: traffic engineering and management system, including road safety devices, with an area of 2,562.95 square meter. For the scope of works, reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings white, and removal of existing reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings. For the minimum equipment requirement, 1 cargo truck, 1 applicator machine, 1 kneading machine, and 1 marking remover. That's all, Mr. Chair.
So will you please repeat the last kilometer section of or station for this project?
Kilometer 633 plus 250 to kilometer 635 plus 380, Mr. Chair.
Again, there's a mistake here. Invitation to bid 638.
Hawak niya sa yan yung proposed supplemental to be issued.
Later. Oh, dapat ikaw ito yun. Correct yun. Para ma-check yung stationings. So, okay. Will you please correct this final stationing, ha? So, let's proceed to the next. Application of thermoplastic pavement markings along Cagayan Apayo Road. Sampaguita, Warat, La Suerte, Catarawan, Afusing Road. So there are 2 road sections for this particular project. Again, may I request Engineer Bunao to read the details for this project.
For contract ID number 24BC0140, application of thermoplastic pavement markings along Cagayan Apayo Road, kilometers 547 to kilometer 550. Sampaguita, Warat, La Suerte, Catarawan, Afusing Road, kilometer 506 plus minus 542 to kilometer 513 plus 318. Location of the contract, Rizal and Piat, Cagayan. For the approved budget for the contract, 2,500,000 pesos only. Major categories of work for the contract to be procured: traffic engineering and management system, including road safety devices, with an area of 2,478.05 square meter and a contract duration of 19 calendar days. For the scope of works, reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings, white, and removal of existing reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings. For the minimum equipment requirement, 1 cargo truck, 1 applicator machine, 1 kneading machine, and 1 pavement marking remover. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Again, the contract duration should be revised. Mr. Headback, Secretariat. So the minimum, the amount of bid documents for this particular project is 2,500. Check kita juga bid bulletin tak mo ko. Nandama kita conflict. Okay, for the next project, application of thermoplastic pavement markings along Junction Logak Lasam Gagabutan Road. May I request Engineer Gilmar Vega to read the details?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Under contract ID 24BC0141, the contract name is application of thermoplastic pavement markings along Junction Logak Lasam Gagabutan Road, GNH 13,800 to GNH 23,380, located at Rizal, Cagayan. The approved budget for the contract is 2,270,000 only. The major categories of work for the contract to be procured is traffic engineering and management system, including road safety devices. The measurement for this contract is 2,275.55 square meter. The scope of works for this contract, Mr. Chair, is reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings, white, removal of existing reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings. The equipment requirement for this contract is 1 cargo truck, 1 applicator machine, 1 kneading machine, 1 pavement marking remover. The total contract duration for this contract is 14 calendar days, Mr. Chair. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Again, please check the duration.
The total contract duration, Mr. Chair, is 14 calendar days.
4. Okay, let's proceed to the next project. Application of thermoplastic pavement markings along Bangag Magapit Road. May I request again Engineer Vega to read the details?
The next project, under contract ID 24BC0142, the application of thermoplastic pavement markings along Bangag Magapit Road under kilometer 0686 to negative 512 to kilometer 686 and kilometer 687 to kilometer 692 plus 250. This contract located at Upper West and Alakapan, Cagayan. The approved budget for the contract is 1,180,000 only. The major categories of work for the contract to be procured is traffic engineering and management system, including road safety devices, with a measurement of 1,152.40 square meters. The scope of works for this contract is reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings white, removal of existing reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings, and the minimum equipment requirement is 1 cargo truck, 1 applicator machine, 1 kneading machine, and 1 pavement marking remover. The total contract duration for this contract is 8 calendar days, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. Gilmar? So the cost of bidding documents for this project is 1,200 pesos only. Okay, let's proceed to the next project. Repair and maintenance of Abulug Bridge abutment along Junction Ayaga, Ballesteros, Apari Road. And again, Engineer Vega, will you please read the details?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The contract ID 24BC-0140, repair maintenance of Abulug Bridge abutment along Junction, Ayaga, Ballesteros, Upper Road, under kilometer 683 plus 633, Abulog, Cagayan. The approved budget for the contract is 670,000 only. The major categories of work for the contract to be procured is flood control, construction, slope protection using structural measure with a dimension of 19 linear meters. The scope of works for this contract is structure excavation, the gabrons 1 by 1 by 2, gabrons 0.5 meter by 1 by 4 meters, and filter float. The minimum equipment requirement for this contract, Mr. Chair, is 1 backhoe, 1 dump truck, and 1 cargo truck. The total contract duration for this contract is 42 calendar days. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Okay, the cost of bidding documents for this project is 1,000 pesos only. For the next, repair and maintenance of San Agustin Bridge abutment along Junction Ayaga, Abulog, Ballesteros, Apari Road. May I request, for this project, may I request Engineer Gulia to read the details.
For 24BC-0144, Mr. Chair, the contract name is Repair Maintenance of San Agustin Bridge Abutment along Junction Ayaga, Abulug, Ballesteros, Apari Road, K0674 plus 092, located at Abulog, Cagayan. The approved budget for the contract is 1,140,000 pesos. In the major categories of work for the contract to be procured, flood control, construction, slope protection using structural measures with a net length of 31 linear meters. And this scope of work is for abutment A only, construction of gabion type bridge bank protection. The contract duration is 42 calendar days, and for the minimum equipment requirement, 1 dump truck with the capacity of 12 cubic yards, 1 backhoe with capacity of 0.8 cubic meter, and 1 cargo truck with a capacity of 9 to 10 metric tons. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Engineer Gulia. And the cost of bidding documents for this project is 1,200 pesos only. And again, for the next project, repair improvement of bridge approach, bridge number 2 along Bangag, Magapit Road. So again, may I request Engineer Gulia to read the details.
For this project, 24BC-0145, the contract name is Repair Improvement of Bridge Approach, Alakapan Bridge number 2 along Bangag Magapit Road, Alakapan, Cagayan. The approved budget for the contract is 1,357,000 pesos. And the major categories of work for the contract to be procured, roads maintenance with a net length of 76 linear meters. This project has a contract duration of 48 calendar days. And for the scope of works for the bridge approach, structural concrete including the reinforcing steel bars, grade 60. And for the reblocking, Portland cement concrete pavement with the thickness of 0.3 meters. For the minimum equipment requirement, one backhoe with the capacity of 0.8 cubic meter, one dump truck, one bar bender, one bar cutter, one motorized grader, one vibratory roller with capacity of 10 metric tons, water truck with capacity of 16,000 liters, transit mixer with a capacity of 5 cubic meters, concrete screeder 5.5 horsepower, and concrete saw with capacity of 7.5 horsepower. That's all, Mr. Chair. For contract ID 24BC0146, Mr. Chair, the contract name is Repair Improvement of Carriageway along Junction Ayaga Abulug Balesteros Apari Road, located at Abulug, Cagayan. The approved budget for the contract is 2,044,000 pesos only. And the major categories of work for the contract to be procured are roads maintenance, with a net length of 360 linear meters. This project has a contract duration of 71 calendar days. And for the scope of work, is reblocking, Portland cement concrete pavement with a thickness of 0.28 meters. And for the minimum equipment requirement, one backhoe with capacity of 0.8 cubic meter, one dump truck, one bar bender, one bar cutter, one cargo or service truck with a capacity of 9 to 10 metric tons, one motorized grader, one vibratory roller with a capacity of 10 metric tons, a water truck, 16,000 liters, transit mixer, capacity of 5 cubic meters, payloader with a capacity of 1.5 cubic meters, a concrete screeder with capacity of 5.5 horsepower, and concrete saw with capacity of 7.5 horsepower. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Engineer Gulia. And the cost of bidding documents for this particular project is 2,100 pesos only. So now, let's proceed to the four goods projects. Sorry for what I said before earlier, that only one good, but there are four goods. So we'll now proceed to the first good. First goods. May I request Engineer Guillermo Roxanne to read the details.
For the first furnishing of good, contract ID 24GBC02, furnishing delivery of asphalt materials, asphalt emulsified cationic, SS1 for the use along national secondary roads in the district. The approved budget for this contract is 2,483,250 pesos. And contract duration given for the delivery and completion for this contract is 30 calendar days. The materials to be delivered is 25 metric ton of asphalt emulsified cationic SS1. That's all, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, to all prospective suppliers for this particular project, the cost of bidding documents is only 2,500. So next, let's proceed to the next.
For the contract ID number 24 GBC 03, furnishing delivery of asphalt materials, asphalt cement grade 60-70 for use along national secondary roads in the district. The approved budget for this contract is 2,880,570 pesos. Contract duration of 30 calendar days. Materials to be delivered is 50 metric ton asphalt cement penetration grade 60-70. Sir Chairman.
Okay, thank you, Roxanne. And the cost of bidding documents for this project is 2,900 pesos only. So again, let's proceed. Again, Engineer Guillermo.
Thank you, Sir Chairman. For contract ID number 24 GBC 04, furnishing delivery of road safety materials for use in national roads within the district. For approved budget for this contract, 3,962,112 pesos. Contract duration of 30 calendar days.
Ayun lang. Short lang.
Materials to be delivered, 30 pieces of warning sign, 3 mm thick aluminum sheet, 60 centimeter triangle, W1-3A for right, and 30 pieces warning sign, 3 mm thick aluminum sheet, 60 cm triangle, W1-3A for left, warning sign, 3 mm thick aluminum sheet, 600 mm by 600 mm, W6-2, 76 pieces for the, and then 30 pieces regulatory sign, 3 mm thick aluminum sheet, 60 cm circle, R4-1B, and 10 pieces regulatory sign, 3 mm thick aluminum sheet, 450 mm by 750 mm, R5-4C, and 76 pieces regulatory sign, 3 mm thick aluminum sheet, 60 cm circle, R6-9. 20 pieces regulatory sign, 3 mm thick aluminum sheet, 800 mm by 1200 mm. And then 212 pieces chevron directional sign, 3 mm thick aluminum sheet, 450 mm by 600 mm, HM-1A. 179 pieces of 3-inch diameter GI pipe, sked 40, and then 40 pieces metal guardrail end piece, gauge 12 and times 2.67 mm thick by 390 mm width by 725 mm in length. And then 50 pieces for PVC traffic cones with reflectorized band. And lastly, 50 pieces plastic bollards with reflectorized band. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Guillermo. And the cost of bidding documents for this particular goods is 4,000 pesos only. Last but not the least,
Lastly, sir, Mr.
will you read the details for this contract
Okay, sir.
ID 24 GBC 05?
For contract ID number 24 GBC 05, furnishing delivery of maintenance materials, tools, and equipment for use along national roads within the district. The approved budget for the contract is 1,215,392 and 64 centavos. For the contract duration is 30 calendar days. Ito na. Materials to be delivered, 50 kilograms nylon string, number 300, 60 pieces cutting disc for inch, 50 pieces cutting disc of 14 inches, 25 box of welding rod, 20 pieces of sharpening stone, 30 pieces sweatshirt with DPWH logo, long sleeve two-tone orange, and 30 pieces hat with embroidered DPWH logo, 15 pieces wheelbarrow, 30 pieces heavy-duty raincoat, blue rubberized, 30 pairs of boots, 20 linear meter welding cable, 50 mm in diameter, 55 pieces steel brush, 120 linear meter of rope, 1 inch in diameter, 80 bags of cement, 50 pieces RSB 10 mm in diameter, 50 pieces RSB 12 mm in diameter, 7 pieces rakes, 50 pieces flat bar, 1 1/2 inch by 1/4 inch, 147 gallons of reflectorized traffic paint, white, 30 gallons of reflectorized traffic paint, yellow, 46 gallons of paint thinner, 21 pieces, angle bar, 1 1/2 inch by 1 1/2 inch by 1/4 inch in thickness. 2 unit of chainsaw, 100.5 centimeter, 4.5 kilowatt, 6.5 HP, and 10.7 kilogram, 90 cm / 36 inch guide bar. 1 unit of generator, single phase, 10 kVA, 10 kW diesel engine, air-cooled push button start, and 1 unit of welding machine inverter, 300 ampere, 1 unit of electric drill with complete set of drill bit, and lastly, 105 pieces grass cutter adapter. That's all, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
And thank you. So, to all prospective bidders for this particular projects, thank you for bearing with us. And aside from this, may I ask the head back secretariat for additional information?
Mr. Chair, for our prospective bidders, please refer to the Section 9 of the standard bidding documents for the civil works, for the checklist of technical and financial documents, and Section 8 for the standard bidding documents for goods. And Mr. Chair, for our procurement activities, our next schedule will be scheduled on June 17, but it is declared as a holiday, so it will be postponed on the next working day, which is June 18,
June 18.
Tuesday.
How
That's all,
many,
Mr.
how
Chair.
many civil work?
2 civil work
2
projects.
only? Okay. Okay, thank you. Any additional announcement or query from new members?
And Mr. Chair, for the prospective bidders, please monitor the posting of supplemental bulletins, if there's any, until the deadline, which is 7 days before the opening of bids. For your guidance. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you, thank you. So, any motion for the adjournment of this conference?
And Mr. Chair, since there is no more contract to discuss and no clarifications from the members and our viewers in the live streaming, I move that this private conference be adjourned.